I knew something was off the second my laptop pinged with a Zoom from our CEO, Ryan Lawson. He smiled that polished, boardroom grin while announcing strategic realignment for our Seattle tech firm, corporate code for layoffs ahead of the $150 million acquisition. My name was on the list. 30 minutes later, HR's Lisa Reynolds walked me through the exit packet on another call: 60 days of benefits, a decent severance, and one simple form, the shareholder conversion waiver. But I didn't sign. I couldn't. 6 years earlier, as the company's compliance lead, I'd helped draft the entire equity incentive plan filed with Washington state regulators. Buried in Clause 14D was language I'd insisted on: any qualifying contributor with 5+ years and advisory status kept written consent rights for share conversions in a merger, even after termination. It was never meant to be a weapon, it was protection for the people who actually built the place. Ryan and CFO Brian Caldwell had clearly forgotten that detail when they cut me loose. I sat at my kitchen table with my sister's kids playing in the next room, rereading every page under the soft northwest rain tapping the window. The waiver wasn't just paperwork, it was the only thing standing between the deal closing cleanly and the buyer walking away over unresolved liabilities. Legally, under our governing documents, one missing consent from a qualifying holder like me could delay everything. Instead of ghosting them, I reached out directly to our founder, Thomas Whitaker, the man who'd hired me when we were still in a WeWork. "Thomas, I still believe in what we built," I wrote. "Let's talk before this gets messy." He called within the hour. The meeting was simple, just Thomas, Ryan, Brian, and me in a quiet conference room overlooking Puget Sound. No lawyers at first. Ryan looked exhausted. "Emily, we messed up the timing," he admitted. "The board pushed hard on headcount before close. I should have fought harder for you." Thomas nodded. "You designed the safeguards that kept us honest. We need to make this right." They offered reinstatement as governance advisor, full equity acceleration, a fair consulting fee, and a seat at the compliance table through closing. No NDA gag, no hard feelings. I accepted, not out of revenge, but because the company I loved still mattered. I signed the waiver that afternoon, the ink steady on the page. 2 weeks later the deal closed. I stayed long enough to help onboard the new team, then stepped into my own advisory practice, stronger, wiser, and surrounded by people who now knew my worth. The lesson stayed with me: in business, knowledge is power, but grace and clear communication turn conflict into connection. Sometimes the best victories aren't about winning, they're about building something fairer for everyone who comes next.